ito jnanamaya pradipah prapanna parijataya totravetraikapanaye jnanamudraya krishnaya Gita mritaduhe namaha sarvopanishado gavaha dogdha gopalanandanaha partho vatsa sudhir bhokta dugdam gita mritam mahate vasudeva sutam devam kamsa chanuramardhanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पल शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पतैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः अथ त्रयोदशाध्यायः क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ विभागयोगो नाम त्रयोदशाध्यायः श्री भगवानुवाच so this chapter is called क्षेत्र क्षेत्रज्ञ vibhaga, discerning the difference between kshetra, the field, kshetragya, and the knower. Discerning the difference between the field and the knower, kshetra and kshetragya, vibhaga, discerning the difference between these two. And the subject is, this being the subject, it's called yoga in this context, meaning subject, topic. In this jagat, in this world, in every experience, okay, in every experience, whatever be the experience, there are only two factors. One is aham, the other is idam. I and this. There are only two factors. Aham, idam. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, anything other than you, aham, is idam. And idam falls under the category of kshetragya, something to be known, an object of your knowledge. Being an object of your knowledge, there has to be a knower. And that person is the kshetragya, one who knows the entire jagat. Okay? So in this jagat, let's say you have 2 days from now, Bhagavan, Lord Shiva comes in front of you, giving you darshan. Now, he is kshetra or kshetragya? See, these are difficult questions to answer. And the student needs to inquire. That's what the Bhagavad Gita is meant to be. This is not a preaching, okay? There is something called preaching. Preaching means I tell, you listen. You dare not ask questions. If you ask questions, I say you don't have faith in me. You dare not ask questions. Whereas, this is a revelation, a truth. Yeah. So, Shiva comes in front of you. Is he Kshetra or Kshetragya? It doesn't allow you to say Kshetragya, Kshetra. How can Shiva build a field of experience? Okay, if Shiva is not a field of experience and he is Kshetra, then what are you? Ah, Ishvara and I are one and the same in content. Yeah, that's the spirit of inquiry is supposed to lead you there. That's why the entire Bhagavad Gita is called a Pratibodhana, Parthaya Pratiboditam. Pratibodita means something is said, questions arise, when something more is said, again questions arise, and questions come after a little reflection. Therefore, there is Shravana, there is Manana. This is not preaching. You don't have to believe anything here. You can ask Krishna the question, like Arjuna says, Vyamishreneva Vakyena Buddhim Mohayasiva me Tat etam ekam vada nishchitya Yena Shreyonumapyanuyam. May I get Shreyas? Tell me one which is good for me. Vyamishreneva Vakyena, by mixed rhetoric, you are as though confusing me. Buddhim, Mohayasi Iva. You are as though confusing me. The student, the student, we won't call him a student here, no, he is a seeker. The seeker does not feel like contradicting the teacher. We will see why in the coming verses. He says, Buddhim mohayasi ivame. You are as though confusing me. I know you are not confusing me. Your intention is not to confuse, but you are as though confusing me. So this entire Bhagavad Gita is a pratibodhanam. You are supposed to ask questions. And your questions are all framed, and on your behalf, Arjun raises the question to Krishna. So, Kshetra, Kshetragya, the nature of the Kshetra has been explained. The nature of the Kshetragya has also been explained to you. And the teacher adds here that for this knowledge to be well, as it is a matter of knowledge, this is not a matter of doing something and getting something. It is not something hereafter. You do puja and after so many years in your next janma you will get this. No. It's a knowledge. It has to be known now. It is to be known in the buddhi. Your buddhi has to be prepared to receive the knowledge. Okay, so it is knowledge. It is not that you will come to know later. You will have to know now. And for knowledge to work, buddhi, where the knowledge has to take place, has to be receptive. It must be jnana yogya. Okay, it must be jnana yogya. And Arjuna is a Sishya. He calls himself Shishyaste Aham. I am your Sishya. So what is the meaning of Sishya? Siksha Yogya. So this must be Jnana Yogya. The student must be Siksha Yogya. Only then Shastra will work. Only then the words of the teacher will make sense to you. Otherwise, you will go out and say, he speaks good English. He is really hilarious. He cracks a lot of jokes which are so relevant today. He gives example from politics, economics and banking, law and technology. What did you learn? And that don't ask me. It will be like that. Academic, theoretical knowledge. This has to work. And why has it got to work? Because it is not about somebody. It is about you. Kshetragya. Your Swarupa is being revealed to you. I'm talking about you, man. That's what he says. I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about some third party. I'm talking about you. Oh, you're talking about me, is it? But I'm not able to, what do you call, assimilate it. Yeah, that's because your identification is what, which is not you. Your identification is with Kshetra. Your identification being with Kshetra, the Kshetrajna is not known. What is the Kshetra you're identified with? It is called the body, mind, sense complex. Your body, you are identified with your body. When I say I, first person singular I, okay, careful, okay. When I say first person singular I, in Sanskrit it's called Uttama Purusha. Okay. When I say first person singular I, where do you put your hand? But this is your body. Think again. Is this you? That's where the identification, problem identification. You have confused your body to be yourself. Then where should I put my eye? First person singular Uttama Purusha. The Uttama Purusha should be placed on Kshetrajna, the knower of the body. Whereas when I use the other, pronoun, I can place it anywhere you like. I can place the pronoun on anything other than me. Now, what do I call it? This. There was a saint in Tiruvannamalai. He left home. You know what did he write in his paper? In his home, he wrote a note for his brother. He said, "Don't search for this. Idai teda vendam. Don't search for this. Isko mat dhondo." That's what he wrote. So this capacity to discern the difference between Kshetra and Kshetrajna has to happen in the Buddhi. And the Buddhi must be Jnana Yogya. And the Buddhiman must be Sishya Yogya. And for getting Jnana Yogyata, the teacher is prescribing certain 20 virtues. 20 virtues. And for getting Siksha Yogyata, for becoming a Siksha Yogya Purusha, again the same 20 virtues. For Jnana Yogyata, virtues. For Siksha Yogya, virtues. These virtues are being explained to you. And these virtues feature from verse number 13. 20 verses will come. 20 values will be taught over 8 verses. And these are called Jnanam. Jnanam here doesn't mean knowledge. Jnanam here means virtues. Why are they referred to as Jnanam here? They are referred to as Jnanam here because they give you Jnana Yogyata. Even as you study one virtue, the Jnanam is revealed to you. It will come as we see. Each one is so revealing. There is so much revelation in each of these virtues that even as you are knowing these virtues, Jnanam will start working for you. So that's why they are referred to as Jnanam. Verse number 8 we are doing. It reads, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Amanitvam Anam Adam Vitvam Amanitvam Adam Vitvam Ahimsa Shantirarjavam Ahimsa Shantirarjavam. Once more, first line. Amanitvam Adam Vitvam Ahimsa Shantirarjavam Acharyopasanam Shaucham Acharyopasanam Shaucham Sthairyam Atma Vinigraha Sthairyam Atma Vinigraha. So whole verse. Amanitvam Madam Vitvam Ahimsa Shantirarjavam Acharyopasanam Shaucham Sthairyam Atma Vinigraha. See, these virtues we should know by heart. We should not read from a book. Because then you can see it working very well for you. Okay, Sthayiryam. Atma Vinigraha. Listen to it once more. Chant it along if you want. Okay. Amanitvam Madambitvam Ahimsa Shantirajyavam Acharyopasanam Shaucham Sthiryam Atma Vinigraha. We have done the first line, but I'll give you the word meanings of Amanitvam, absence of self-conceitedness. Adambitvam, absence of pretentiousness. Ahimsa, value for non-injury. It is not just physical non-injury. It is value for non-injury. I value non-injury, ahimsa. But where required, I have to take some action to defend myself. That when ahimsa doesn't mean blind ahimsa. So ahimsa, shanti. For you to have a value for non-injury, you must have a lot of forbearance. Forbearance comes under the value shanti. In shanti, we have two sub-values. One is called titiksha, the another is called chama. Titiksha is putting up with pinpricks. Okay, chama is capacity to let people dispose of people from this place. See, somebody did me some injury for 60 years ago, I still carry it. And they say forgive and forget. And we have very good rhetoric to say, and I can forgive, but I cannot forget, and things like that. Hey, let them be here, but as long as they don't bother you. Something like that. Giving space to someone here is giving like rent-free accommodation. And you have to keep up water supply, electricity supply, and they won't pay anything for you there, and then you have to do repairs also. So, amanitvam madambitvam himsa shantir arjavam. Arjavam is straightness. Straightness of thought, word, and deed. If you are a straight person, aligned person, a together person, an integrated person, your vyavahara jivan and your spiritual adhyatmika jivan, both will be wonderful. A lot of people think that if I am not straight, only my spiritual life will be affected. Otherwise, my life will be okay. No, it will not be okay. People will start doubting your credibility. Simple thing. Simple thing. How many people, how many service providers today are willing to tell you, take the goods, pay me after a few months if you are satisfied with the product? Will they tell you? How many of you are willing to pay upfront and say, whenever possible, you give the goods? In this hand money, in this hand keys. That's how. Somebody wants to hand over an apartment to you. Final payment you make, I will give you the keys. That shows what? What does it show you? Vakram. We say something, we think something, say something, do yet another thing. You sign a peace accord on one side, on the next side you supply arms to your I supply arms to the insurgents. Vakram. So Arjava, the opposite of Arjava is Vakra. Anarjavam. Vakra. That's a problem. And nobody trusts anybody only because of this. Okay. See, once upon a time, in India, there was a practice. The teacher admitted the student straight away. He would used to do some basic text and check what's your goal and things like that. Some teachers check your background. Some teachers, not all teachers. Something like a Dronacharya will accept people only from royal background. Something like a Parashurama will accept students only of a Brahmin origin. He will not accept Kshatriyas. Okay? And somebody would accept anybody. Okay, there was one teacher to whom a student went. His name was Jabala Satyakama. So he asked him, what's your father's name? He said, I don't. He said, you don't know your father's name? No, because my mother is a Dasi. and I do not know who is my father. The teacher said, you are Satyakama. You are committed to truth. I accept you. Jabala Satyakama. So there are various schools. So, and even though you can't dispute, why didn't you admit me to your school? Because the Dronacharya school says I will take only people from royal families. And what was his name? Who the people saw the classes and took notes? Ekalavya. Ekalavya. He was obviously, you see, you copy softwares from somewhere. If it is a pirated software, will the company let you run your business? They will have to disable you. So you copied the software, you were disabled. A Karna told lies and entered the school, gave a false caste certificate. So his degree was withdrawn and he was thrown out. And all his skills of using the specialized knowledge was withdrawn from him. Okay. So all this happens. So that's another subject matter altogether. So Arjava, there was a time when this Gurukula said, join the school. We will make you qualified enough. And after your qualification, so during the period that you are in my school, you have to be a brahmachari. Brahmachari doesn't mean bachelor. Brahmachari means one who is committed to studies. Then, in our Vaidika dharma, you are not supposed to be an anashrami. See, from brahmacharya, you have to straight away go to grahastha, or you have an alternate route, you can go to a pre-sannyasa. No teacher will take you as a pre-sannyasa. That also is called a sannyasa. Okay, but that's not a jnana sannyasi. It's for the sake of study that this person gets sannyas. You can skip the grahastha ashrama, but you can't stay without any ashrama for long. You are allowed a short interlude, and during that interlude, the student is supposed to go and earn something and give it to the teacher. Enough earning so that the teacher can sustain the next batch. Yeah? You have to earn enough and give the guru so much so that he is able to, the next batch has already come in. He should be able to sustain the next batch. So you study first, earn later, and pay the guru. Now, which college follows this? They ask you a capitation fee, na? Decapitation fee. So that means what? Even college doesn't trust you. Last installment not paid, we will hold back your degree certificate. So see what has happened to the society which does not follow Arjavam. Okay. So therefore, Arjavam means straightness of thought, word and deed. And to be absolutely aligned, to be absolutely together takes a long time. It's easier to be, be out of alignment. Be out of alignment is easy. It's easy. People think it's easy and convenient, and you don't know what damage one is causing. And in the long run, the damage is so severe that you are shattered as a person. There is a certain shattering of the person. Okay? Spiritually, though shattered, even emotionally, you are shattered because nobody trusts your emotion anymore. Nobody trusts your emotion. I'll share with you a real life story. There was a person who was a very good stage actor. Very, very good stage actor. His mother passed away. And on one of those days, the morning days when some visitors came in. So he was saying, oh, my mother left. Oh, he was perhaps genuine. You know what all his friends says? This fellow cannot stop acting even during such occasions. His mother passed away. Why does he have to do such a big melodrama? That's what people say. So, if you are non-aligned, you are emotionally shattered in the transactional world. Then there's a beautiful poem. It's a song written by a person called Kavi Pradeep. He's written, listen to that song sometime. Go to YouTube playlist. Okay? Chehra dekh le prani. Okay? Aine mein chehra dekh le prani. Look at yourself in the mirror. If you are a person who is not aligned, you won't be able to meet your own eyes. Forget the eyes of others. You won't be able to meet your own eyes. That's a long-term destruction. So Arjavam is recommended. Unless you have Arjam Veda, how in ordinary life will not work? How will Vedanta work? So we saw up to that point. Now we come to one more virtue. We will try and cover 4 virtues today. Okay, we'll cover 20, we'll cover 4. Try and cover. Other thing is Acharyopasanam Shaucham. So I'm going to Acharyopasanam. Acharya Upasana. Worship of the Acharya. Okay, why should I worship an Acharya? What is the meaning of worship an Acharya? So we all know physically, no? Acharya comes home, we wash his feet, we offer puja, then we offer him something to eat, drink, and then he blesses us and walks home. That is Acharya Upasana. Is this what is recommended? Physically, perhaps yes. Okay? You show him respect. You respect, and your teacher is Puja Arha, means he is worthy of being worshipped. That's what Arjuna said, the second chapter. Puja Arha, O Arisudana. You killed the Madhu and all those fellows, Ari. You are asking me to kill Bhishma and Drona. They are Puja Arha. How do I reply to there with Ishubihi Pratiyotsyami? How do I fire arrows at them? If I fire arrows, they fall at their feet. I can't aim at their chest. Puja Arha. My Guru is Puja Varthi. Why should my teacher be Puja Varthi? Because why do I do Pada Puja to the Guru? Why not garlanding him and throw flowers on his face or body? Because Acharya stands for Shastra. Therefore, I worship his feet. If his feet are not available, I take his padukas. The padukas represent my Guru's feet. My Guru stands for Shastra. And what is Shastra? Vedas. The Moola Grantha Vedas are the Shastra. And where have the Vedas come from? They have come from Maheshwara. Day after tomorrow is Shivaratri. You are supposed to remember this. They are Maheshwara Sutrani. They have come from Maheshwara. They have come from Ishvara. It is a revealed knowledge revealed by Ishvara. Let's take a simple example. Did your Isaac Newton create the law of gravity? Ishvara. It is in nature. It is Ishvara's manifestation. Isaac Newton discovered how it functions. He discovered the order of its functioning. So it's like the law of gravity. There are all the laws of knowing yourself is also revealed by Ishvara, and it is Vyasena gratitam, Parthaya pradipoditam, Narayanena swayam, revealed by Ishvara himself. Vyasena gratitam, Vyasa got access to it and he made it available to you and me. Madhye Mahabharatam, in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, of the Mahabharata as Bhagavad Gita. So, Acharyopasanam, worship for the teacher, is actually worship of Shastras. Worship of the Shastra is worship of Veda, and Vedas are worshipful because they are words of Ishvara himself. Is it enough? Let's go a little further. There's a lot more to Acharya Upasanam. It's not just a word. There are several. Now, for instance, why does Veda become so important? Now, there is something called means of knowledge. We have 5 means of knowledge. Okay? Sense of touch, sense of sight, sense of smell, sense of taste, sense of hearing. These are your means of knowledge. They are all called Pancha Jnana Indriya. It comes to you. But there are certain things which are not, which doesn't fall within the ken of these sense organs. They are called Apaurusheya Vishaya. Certain Vishaya which cannot be known by mere operation of the sense organs. They are called Apaurusheya Vishaya. But there is a means for knowing that. That means for knowing is the Veda. Veda is called the sixth sense, which you know insightfully. It is called a pramana because it reveals knowledge to you, and the pramana is operated by the teacher. Therefore, the teacher becomes upasana, vartiya, puja arha. I don't say upasana yogya. Puja arha. The word is different. When I say yogya, it is for me. I don't tell the teacher you are puja yogya. It's a wrong usage. Impropriety, presumptuousness. In Tamil, they say, adhiya prasangita. It's a wrong usage. We should say, it makes the teacher puja arha. And therefore, it being a pramana. Now we have to look at this word pramana very carefully. Pramana is a means of knowledge. In fact, I use the word pramana only when it is the only means of knowledge. Okay? No other means of knowledge can validate, acknowledge, authenticate this means of knowledge. It can't also dismiss this means of knowledge. Very, very careful, okay? I not only cannot authenticate, I cannot also dismiss. You have to be very careful here. So let's take an example. There is a person who was born without visual, without his vision. He couldn't see. I don't like to use the word blind. He couldn't see. Now this person spent 50 years of his life relying on the other sense organs. He used to say, I can see through my ears, I can smell through I can see through my nose and things like that. He used the word see, but meant that the other sense organs were so fine-tuned that at some point of time he did not miss the eye at all. Then came a breakthrough technology. And at the age of 51, somebody said, there's a breakthrough technology. We would like to try it on you. Therefore, you don't have to pay anything. We will pay you for being available. So we will pay you and we will work on your eyes. He worked and his vision was restored. Now comes the scene. So you are in a dark room. There's all black everywhere. You are having a kala chashma. The doctor says, you're not having a black ears. You are having some kind of, that something that blocks total light. And he says, take it off. Gently open your eyes. You will see a small light in front of you. Now this man says, for 50 years, I have relied on my other sense organs alone. I want to use one of those sense organs to validate that I am going to see. Now, what will the doctor say? The optician, the ophthalmologist, the entire jing bang. They will say, sir, on the ground floor, we have another ward, which is called a psychiatric ward. We will admit you there for free. Because your vision is restored, but insight is gone. Something is severely wrong with you. So, I refuse to see and I will not see till I am able to validate that when I open my eyes, I will be able to see. Kya baat hai? I can hear and I need one other organ to validate to tell me that I can hear. ऐसा काम नहीं चलता है. This doesn't work like that. Therefore, pramana is the only means of knowledge. For knowing what? Apaurusheya Vishaya. In Apaurusheya Vishaya, there are two things. One is the belief. The other is truth. Belief is subject to knowledge. In truth, no such conviction. After I die, I will go to heaven. I will have a dance and music with Krishna. Belief. Subject to confirmation. I can't see somebody going or something like that. So I have to trust what the Vedas say and say, okay, I will go to heaven. And if I have lived like this, I will go to Goloka Vrindavana and have fun with Krishna. It is said. It's a belief. Like that, there are so many belief systems. We don't dismiss a belief system because I don't have means for dismissing a belief system. I can only say it's a belief system. I will not dismiss a belief system. I can point out defect in the belief. I can point out some lack of logic in the belief. But I cannot dismiss the belief system. And there is a truth. And what is the truth in the Pramana? You are Kshetrajya. Being a Kshetrajya, none of what you see or feel or whatever you are able to see, feel, for whatever, idam is not you. You are aham. And as aham, you are free from all the idam. You are Chaitanya Swarupam. And your Swarupam and Ishvara Swarupam are one and the same. This is the knowledge being revealed to you by the pramana operated by the teacher. And for this pramana to work, you need one more qualification. That is called Shraddha. Guru Vakyeshu, Vedanta Vakyeshu, Vishwasaha. That is called Shraddha. And for Shraddha to become well established in you, you need Acharya Upasana. Shraddha. My Guru will reveal. That's what Krishna, Arjun tell to Krishna. Shishyaste aham shadhi mam tvam prapannam. I have Shraddha in your words, say Krishna. Hey Bhagavan, I have faith in your words. It is not faith, I have Shraddha in your words. I know this problem can be solved only by you. Teach me, Shadhimam, Tvam Prapannam. I make myself, my buddhi is available to you. Teach me, Shadhimam, Tvam Prapannam. This is called Acharya Upasana. If you have had, if you have had, if you have had, or if you, and there's no question of past tense. If you have a teacher, if you have a guru, this kind of Shraddha, Acharya Upasanam doesn't go sending him birthday greetings and in every Guru Purnima take a garland for him, buy him new chappals, new dress. That is not Guru, but that is not Acharya Upasanam. Acharya Upasanam is systematic, regular study of Vedanta for a length of time. If it's a 3-year course, you have to sit for a 3-year course. Every Monday, every Friday, every Friday. Whatever happens, dunya idhar ke udhar ho jaye. There will be obstacles. We'll see that. So, Acharyo Pasanam. Okay. Next value. Shaucham. Shaucham means purity, cleanliness. You have Bahya Shaucham. You have Anta Shaucham. Okay. Bahya Shaucham, Anta Shaucham together in Tamil is called Madi. Okay, Madi is not don't touch me, don't touch me. It is Anta Shaucham, Bahya Shaucham together. It's a highly evolved sense of purity, not to be dismissed, but try to be understood. If you cannot follow, you say, I cannot follow. Don't call them foolish. Because there are people who follow. People who, if they get an impure air, they won't eat for them. You do not dismiss them. You can say very strict, I cannot follow all these conditions. There are so many things we don't follow. Like that you can say. You are supposed to get up in the Brahma Muhurta. Now you go to sleep in the Brahma Muhurta. There is a question of getting up in Brahma Muhurta. So like that, Shaucham. Let's first start with Bahya Shaucham, purity outside. It starts with surroundings. So they say, these days, Vastu Shastra, is this okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? That is not okay as long as your surroundings are not okay. First, look for a surrounding which is sattvic. If it is not a sattvic surrounding, however much you have Vastu Shastra, it's not going to work for you. Is there clean air? Everybody talks about this being in Agni Mula, Ishana Mula, that Mula, those Mula, no air, no light. What Mula you're talking? This is called academically following up. Some search engine you use, it will give you some pictures and you start interpreting. Primarily, Bahya Shaucham includes surroundings. Is there sunlight? Is there breeze? Is there space? Is there sattvic aroma, fragrance? Sattvic fragrance. You will know. You will know. Sattvic fragrance. Or even as you open the door, you have all kinds of smells there. So one is surrounding. And who's responsible for the surrounding being clean? You are responsible. Therefore, no trashing of the surroundings. My house is clean, but from my balcony, I will throw everything. I will not segregate garbage. I want to ask people, could you put all your masalas in the same bottle and keep? You separate them, don't you? You put salt and sugar in the same thing and keep? You separate them. It just as you segregate the inputs, you have to segregate the output also. So you have to have toxic waste, easily degradable waste, non-biodegradable, recyclable. You have to sort them out. This is a part of Shaucham. Vedanta talks about it. Bhagavad Gita talks about it. It is not something which has been branded about recently. The responsibility. It's a responsibility of a thinking human being. Even animals are more sensible. Animals don't litter all over the place. A dog goes only by smell. It's easy to see. Suppose a dog is nothing to do with Vedanta. Suppose a dog is messing up your place in front of your house. All you have to do is to wash that place with fresh water and some scent which neutralizes the dog's smelling ability. It will not no longer mess up that place. You don't have to fight with the dog or the dog only. Just clean the place and put some other disinfectant, preferably pepper. No dog will ever come and do any mess with that. So, not only first the surroundings, then comes the house. Your house itself should be clean. First thing about cleanliness in the house, declutter your house. Please look into your loft in the houses and see what you have not used for the last 6 months. If you have not used it in the last 6 months, I assure you, you will never use it in the lifetime. Declutter your house. But next step, don't build lofts at all. Don't build storage in the house. Much of what you have stored is not needed at all. And after your lifetime, your next generation will throw it all out. They will pay to somebody to take it all away. Declutter. House should be clean. Then the dress should be clean. You're supposed to wear a clean dress every day, not recycle the same shirt, pajamas and things like that for days together. It may be cold weather, it may not smell. At least that's why you should live in a hot country, because you can't wear in the afternoon what you wore in the morning. There's no washing facility. So that itself, dress. Dress should be clean. Now comes the body. Body should be clean, washed, brushed. So, Bahya Shaucham. Then comes Anta Shaucham. Anta Shaucham is, we have 17 instruments with us which help us deal with the world. We'll come to that later. Okay? Anta Shaucham is, first of all, clean tongue. not just cleaning with your tongue cleaner, verbal cleanliness, no profanities, no bluff. Okay, these days people they use a profanity, and but everything is they will put the one letter there and put 4 stars, 3 stars there. Yeah, 3 or 4 stars. So that the word is clearly known to everybody. And that fellow says, I am being what? Politically correct. It is called propriety. No profanity. Okay, no profanity. No profane. You don't even use harsh words at all. It is verbal shaucham. Then comes, even your thoughts are pure. Hey, what kind of pure thoughts? I gave you already. Krishna says, I gave you already. Amanitvam. So absence of manitvam. Don't talk about yourself much. Manitvam is boasting. Don't talk about yourself. Adambitvam. No pretentiousness. Ahimsa. Don't verbally injure anybody. Arjavam. If you have these 4, you have inner cleanliness as well. Acharyopasanam. Acharyopasanam. Shaucham. Now let's quickly look at this muddy. Some people lay certain standards of cleanliness, and that standard is called muddy. High level of hygiene. Hey, can you walk into an operation room and then hug the doctor there? You have not seen him in the last 60 years. He is operating on his very close relative. Will you operate without a mask, gloves, and things like that? And if there is a mess, he'll say, clean it up, and then I'll come and see. Just as in an OR, there is sanitation. In special technology rooms, there are sanitation. I don't know if you have seen the editing room of a movie, lab. You are not supposed to go in there without shoes. Have you seen the atomic plant? You're supposed to wear a special suit. So like that, there are people who have set some standards of shaucham. And they say, if you cannot meet these standards, stay outside. I am not compelling you to meet these standards. If you cannot meet, stay outside. So the people who are staying outside, tell them you are foolish, you are doing this, you are impractical. That's because of your own inability. It's not their impractical. It's our own impracticability. So being honest with yourself, you say in these areas, I am sorry, I don't have the vairagya to be that standard. At least you are being honest with yourself. You are being a arjavam, at least you are following. Yes, I am sorry. I am not. I don't have the inner strength to be in that kind of. Why? At least your objective. Your arjavam is working. So shaucham. Okay. So acharya upasanam, shaucham. We will see one more value quickly. Sthiryam. Sthiryam means steadfastness, commitment. Commitment for anything. For anything, you need a commitment. One is, there is a manda adhikari. At the he will, first sign of trouble, thinking of trouble, he won't even take the initiative. Hey, why don't you say, New Year, bahut jhamela yaar, nahi jana hai. He won't even appreciate it. Manda adhikari. Then comes he is called adhama adhikari. Then comes the manda adhikari. The manda adhikari will say, the first sign of trouble, he will quit. Then comes the uttama adhikari. Whatever happens, he will not quit. Such a person is called a uttama adhikari. And uttama adhikari for anything is needed. You want to do business, you need uttama adhikari. You want to do what they say, mutual funds, sahi hai. You have to stay invested. You can't put in today and get out tomorrow. You have to stay invested. You want to multiply your money, you need sthiryam. You need adhikaritvam to manage your money. You need adhikaritvam to manage your wealth. Imagine managing the knowledge you are Brahman. being ready for that knowledge, how much thairiam you need. It is a certain commitment to my learning. What kind of learning? Systematic, regular learning under a competent acharya. When you are committed to that learning with a clarity, what are you learning for? Why do you learn Vedanta? Somebody asks you, why do you learn Vedanta? So that I can give a talk in one of those social clubs. You miss the bus. To get moksha. Hey, do you know what is moksha? Can you get it? I don't know whether I'll get it in a lifetime, but I am preparing myself. If not, in my next janma, I will have. It is called Purushartha Nischaya. I clearly know what I am seeking for. Why should I be aligned? For this purpose. Hey, why are you earning at all? Why do I need wealth? I need wealth so that I can take care of certain needs, and gives me the financial elbow room. In fact, if you go a step further, you can say, I need wealth because I am a grahastha and I want to support brahmacharis and sannyasis. We have a system, we have a parampara in which brahmacharis don't earn, the guru doesn't earn, there is a sannyasi who doesn't earn. There are two major sections of the society which is not committed to earning. I want to earn so that I can support those two sections of the society. Hey, your earning has suddenly become karma yoga. This is called stairyam. The next value is atma vinigraha, which we shall see in our next session. And go on further. Stairyam atma vinigraha. Then we'll come to the next section. Okay. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्रह्मणः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हो स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय स्वामी आत्मतृप्तानंद महाराज की जय बजरंग बली की जय पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय जय श्री कृष्ण भोलेनाथ भोले शंकर. On Wednesday, I'll be doing a special session for Shivaratri. It will not be in the evening. I do it in the morning at about 6:30. I'll put the link so people who are interested can join in my further Shivaratri session. It will be just less than an hour or so.
When will it
Have a
be?
wonderful. It's on Wednesday, 26th it will be. I'll give you the link.
What time, sir?
6:30 a.m. India time.
6:30. Oh, okay,
6:30 a.m. India time. I'll put it in the link in this group also, so that you will have access to the information. You are welcome to attend that Shivaratri session.
Oh, thank you.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om
Have a
Namah.
wonderful week, everybody.
Thank you so much, Baba.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, sir.
Om
Thank
Namah
you.
Shivaya.
Thank you very much.
Om.
Thank you, sir.
Om. Om.